Hello, my name is Desmond Batts. I'm an environmental studies student here at Goodwin College, where I just received my bachelor's, and starting in the fall, I will be a master's candidate in environmental studies. The purpose of today's talk is freshwater mussels and how to find them. Before we get into where to locate freshwater mussels, the first thing I think we should do is talk about what is a freshwater mussel. A freshwater mussel is in the freshwater bivalve family and also known as freshwater mollusks. Included in that family are also freshwater snails. So freshwater bivalves live in freshwater as opposed to saltwater, and that would be their main habitat. So when looking for freshwater mussels, one would obviously start with freshwater. The majority of species of freshwater mussels live in rivers, lakes, streams, or anywhere there is fresh water. Most of the mussels, they belong to two different evolutionary families, freshwater mussels and freshwater clams. The two groups, although it may appear that they would be similar, they are very, very different. And within the groups of freshwater mussels, they vary in size, from a few millimeters all the way up to 20 centimeters. Of the largest would be in the Unidae species family, or the swan mussel, which can, in terms of size, again, 20 centimeters or ranging from 3 to 4 inches. The wonderful thing about freshwater mussels is that they have the ability to actually clean the water that they're in. Freshwater mussels siphon in water. They remove contaminants and microorganisms that could be harmful to a river, and they use these as food. So again, one of the great interesting things about freshwater mussels is that they can actually clean the water that they're in. Excuse me. Most freshwater mussels live in flowing water. Everything from, again, small streams. They can also live in lakes and rivers. They're found across the U.S., but the most diversity in the species can be found in the Mississippi and Ohio river systems of southeast United States. Specifically for the project that I'm currently conducting on mussels, I'm looking at the Connecticut River at Goodwin College. So, from the recent research that's been conducted in relation to my project, the freshwater mussels have been located at Goodwin College on the channel side of the Connecticut River. The channel side would be the side that the East Hartford side of the Connecticut River, as opposed to the Hartford side. One thing I found very interesting in my research is that freshwater mussels will generally be found on the channel side of a river, because that is the section that flows the most. So because freshwater mussels live a sedimentary life, basically what they do from infant mussels, they find a suitable spot and they pretty much stay there. They are not very mobile. They do have an aperture known as a foot. Kind of looks like a long tongue that they use to kind of shuffle along. So they don't make much progress as far as movement. As babies, freshwater mussels actually parasitize fish. So they latch onto the fish. As the fish swims in the river, they drop off once they've found a suitable location. And again, that location would consist of flowing water, food sources, and sediment or substrate that is beneficial to their movement. So they would not be found in clay or firmly compacted sediment. What they would be found in is sandy type surfaces, as well as small pebbled substrate. Basically, substrate that they can shuffle into and find a opportune spot. So freshwater mussels, again, they're one of the few animals that can actually clean water, and many studies have been conducted that prove this fact. However, mussels, when they bury themselves in the substrate, they leave only the siphons exposed. They are hard to see because they blend into the bottom, and they only the part of the shell that is exposed generally grows algae. In good habitat, mussels will go from dense concentrations called mussel beds. Mussel beds can have thousands of individuals, sometimes representing dozens of species, all in one single solitary place. Again, once they found location that's beneficial to them, that's where they tend to stay. Mussels, as far as the organisms themselves, mussels are food for fish, raccoons, river otters, minks, muskrats. Mussel beds actually creates habitats for other invertebrates. These invertebrates in turn serve as a food base, supporting fish and other animals in an aquatic ecosystem. Now, because mussel release unwanted food in the mucus strand, they transfer suspended food from the water column and stream beds, making this food available to aquatic insects and other small animals. As filter feeders, again, they clean harmful bacteria and parasites out of the water. With the project that I'm currently conducting for Goodwin College for freshwater mussels, I'm making a correlation between freshwater mussels and water quality of the river. What I've found so far is that, again, the freshwater mussels tend to live on the channel side, and again, using sandy and pebble substrate is the best location to find them. Freshwater mussels can be found in various ways. I am using what we refer to in the industry as a clam grabber. It's basically a unit it opens up like this. It drops to the bottom of the floor. A weight is sent down, and once the weight hits, it scoops up everything that's on the bottom. This is not the best way to locate freshwater mussels, as depending on the size of the mussels, it can damage them. Another way to do it is a shoreline search. So you can walk along the shore of a river and look for mussel shells. So indication of shells that have been eaten by raccoons or river otters or muskrats is a clear indication that mussels are definitely in the area. Another way to locate freshwater mussels is by snorkel or scuba diving. And again, usually they tend to be near the river shore on the channel side, and they range in depth generally between 15 and 5 feet of water. So for this particular project, we have located and not yet identified 2 mussel species that are on the channel side of the river, the East Hartford side, as well as the Asian mussel. So to recap, freshwater mussels clean the water. They can be found in sandy substrates on generally the channel side of the river where there's good flow, and they're generally found on the bottom of the riverbed with depths between 5 and 15 feet. My name has been Desmond Batts, a Master's of Environmental Science candidate. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.